Hello, I'm Grant from Maker's Vlog, and today I want to talk about VPNs. So I had a video before where I said whether you need a VPN, and the general rule of thumb is no. But I wanted to go in and actually explain what they are and why they were used. So they were originally used for secure communications. So before you had standard secure communications between computers, so early days of the internet, even somewhat before, there was HTTP for the internet. Now there was protocols before that, but I'm using that as an example because it's the most relevant. And it was insecure. And so if you wanted to send a secure communication, you had to encrypt your traffic so that if anyone was sitting in between and could lift that traffic and have a look at it, that it would be gobbledygook and they wouldn't know what you were sending. And this was important for money transactions, especially whenever the stock market became very digitalized. They needed those secure communications. Now, in later years, so more recently, it's devolved from that a bit. It's a lot more consumer based, so you know, the general public using them somewhat more. It's still big in companies. So a company would use it. They would have an internal LAN, a local network, that they would have all their files, and they don't want those files to be exposed to the internet or essentially to the rest of the world, because someone could attack them and lift all that data and they would have a breach. But they still need the ability of their employees to access that data if they're out and about. So it's a lot of bigger companies would do this, where they have maybe a lot of mobile employees who are working in different sites. They need to be able to access their internal network, and they use a VPN to do that, and essentially just creates a secure tunnel from the user into their network. For consumer use, so general public, to be honest, the most part of it is for streaming. So if you wanted to stream a football match and you don't pay for, well, here it's Sky Sports, but I think America ESPN, is that I think, I don't know. But if you want to stream it without paying for it, there are websites online where you can watch it, essentially, which is a grey area. Over here in the UK, it's not strictly speaking illegal. It's illegal to stream it, so for you to actually upload it and stream it for other people to view, but it's not technically illegal for you to view it. I think they're working on changing those laws. They might have already, I'm not sure. But at the minute, internet service providers have the power to stop you from doing that. Because it's a grey area, it's all it's a grey area. We'll not go into it, but they have the ability to stop or slow down your connection if they sense that you're doing this, because your internet service provider sees everything that you do anyway. And a VPN allows you to hide that, because an internet service provider then cannot see the traffic that's going through. Now, here's the thing. An internet service provider will be able to see what websites you go to. They cannot see the content. So a lot of people think a VPN will hide your internet traffic from your internet service provider, and it will. But they didn't get that much to begin with in the grand scheme of things. So your internet service provider will be able to see what websites you're going to and stuff, but they can't see the actual internal bits that you go to as such. So if you're on a bank, for sake of argument, and you put in your details and put in your login and password, the internet service provider can't see that. It's all encrypted. If it's HTTPS, it's encrypted. The internet service provider does not know what you're doing. Now, if you go to an HTTP, which is an insecure website, then yeah, they could, if they wanted to, they could see what you're doing. But don't go onto insecure websites. There will be, in modern day browsers, there are tons of warnings. If you go to an insecure website, there'll be a big red thing in the top left corner telling you it's not secure. Some browsers will give you a pop-up saying, are you sure you really want to do this? Don't go onto them. There is no reason nowadays why any website should not be secured and encrypted in some way, shape or form. So if it isn't, don't go onto it, unless you know what you're doing. But in which case, you probably wouldn't really need to watch this video, so hi, I guess. So that's all a VPN does, is it just makes a tunnel between one point and another, and it encrypts it. which works the exact same way as HTTPS, which is what most websites use. The only bit that isn't encrypted is the website that you are currently on. That's all it does. So if you liked, please like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you later.